hear that crowd? Every headline's written in sweat. One wrong move, that's a bet you regret. This is the Rotz Report, coming in when the kings fall short. Wrestling pedigree paid in scars. Climb that rope, I'm grabbing stars. Rotz Report, truth is harder than a steel cage door. I'm the chapter you can't destroy. Rotz Report.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report. I'm your co host, Matty, and along with us, we have a full panel once again. We have, I would probably say, Boston's favorite son, the owner of Forever Boston Sports, Justin. How are you?
Gonna try to focus on this as much as I can because we got the Celtics and Knicks on in about almost a half hour.
I know, and I won't be surprised if you go away because obviously my Knicks are gonna kick the shit out of your Celtics. You and Lewis agreed to me, so that's fine. Also with us, as usual, we have I call him the Welsh Scorpion on the borderline. Lewis Joshua, how are you, sir?
All right, boys. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I can't wait to get into it and talk some wrestling. Let's go.
Absolutely, and obviously with us, it's his show, it's his ideas. Christopher Rotz, the Ohio Showstopper. How are you, sir?
I am doing well on this fine Thursday. Can't wait to talk to you guys about wrestling as we're approaching to next weekend's WrestleMania. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm ready to talk to you guys about wrestling. Say yeah to NoDQ.com. Follow Wrestling Pedigree on all social medias. And I am wearing the SummerSlam 2024 t-shirt where I was at SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio, just 2 years ago.
I'm trying to think who was on the card. Oh, who was it? 2024. Was that the one?
It was where Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, that's where Dirty Dom was a total bastard. He cheating on Mammy. Yeah, that's an incredible SummerSlam. Let's get into this. I'm gonna do something a bit different here. We usually go from where we ended wrestling and then where we catch up. I'm going to do two different things here. So we're going to start off what happened last night on AEW. Now with AEW, at the beginning of AEW, we saw Will Ospreay have a great fight with Death Riders, ended up in a parking lot, and then a black car SUV pulls up. His soon-to-be future wife, Alex Windsor, steps out, and then all of a sudden, here comes the United Empire, and then Callum Newman and co. come out. I was shocked to see Callum Newman, be honest with you, especially the history between Ospreay, the tension. Rotz, are you surprised on, one, how much of an ass whooping United Empire gave Death Riders? And two, where do you want to see this going?
Well, I was happy to see the United Empire last night. This was my first time seeing those two newcomers, so I just have to get used to them. But they did a good job in their match against the Death Riders. That was a good, fun match. I know United Empire got the victory in that fight. But where is this heading to is obviously we're still going to be getting Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay for the Continental Championship live this Sunday at AEW Dynasty. So I'm going to reveal when we get closer to our predictions on Dynasty, but I feel come Sunday, those two are going to put on a good, solid match for the Continental Championship.
Absolutely. I would be very surprised if he did watch this, but Lewis, did you watch AEW last night?
I need to catch up.
Nah, that's fine. I was going to be very, very surprised. With your busy schedule, I'll be very surprised. Justin, your favorite promotion of the year, what's your take on it? On the United Empire coming in.
Didn't watch it.
I am shocked. I mean, what were you doing? Like your other show? Probably because you had me on it. All right. Also, with AEW, unfortunately, Carl Fletcher is injured and has vacated the TNT title. It will be a Casino Royale at Dynasty. I'm going to keep this with you, Justin. Who do you want it to be to win the TNT title this Sunday? I think it's Sunday or Saturday.
I honestly don't care because I won't be watching that either.
Oh, you're not paying $50 for this one then?
No, next month I will be though.
Yeah, just up on that. Yeah, I agree with you. Rotz, who do you fancy?
I don't really know who's going to be winning this Casino Gauntlet because it could go either way. But I'm just praying to God that they just don't put the championship right back on Mark Briscoe. I would not want Mark Briscoe to win it, but if I'm going to keep this short and sweet, I think putting the championship on Tommaso Ciampa come Sunday.
So instead of putting Mark Briscoe back on the title, you'd rather have Tampa win it again?
Yes, because I feel his reign was a short-lived reign, and I would love for him to have a decent run as TNT champion.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a quick. Oh, I love this. I'm sorry. There's a comment just come in and it caught my eye, and I love it. I want Tony Storm to win the TNT title. Kidding. I work with Rotz. You guys do a killer job. By God, if Tony Storm comes out of that weird injury and she wins it, that would have been funny.
And he is my work buddy, and his name is Richard. So, hi, Richard.
God, he's got fans. That's worrying. He's got more fans than Justin, so that helps. All right. I'll go do the preview now to AEW Dynasty. And there's 15 million matches on there. So the first match will be a pre-show. Alex Windsor versus Marina Sharafa, whatever it is. Lewis, who have you got for this one? You got Alex Windsor, English in, or the Death Riders, Marina Sharafa, whatever his name is, Sharifa. Shafir, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Alex.
Alex Windsor, awesome. Justin,
I agree with Lewis.
your prediction bit is it's a week off this week, isn't it?
I think so. Yes.
So yeah, your predictions are all safe. Then you could just reveal what the hell you want. Rotz, who have you got?
I'm agreeing. I got Alex Windsor defeating Marina Shafir.
I think it's a good place to put Alex because obviously her tag team partner's got the world title shot on that night. Then we go into the main card, FTR, Cash and Dats with no hose, Stokely versus Cope and Cage for the AEW tag titles. Rotz, who have you got for this one?
I got new champions. I got Adam Copeland and Christian Cage.
Ooh. Ain't the first time you said that. Lewis, who have you got?
Sorry, Rotz. I'm going with STR. I got to.
He's heel for life, he is, Lewis. All right, Boston.
Well, since there might not be any predictions this week for MWL for this Sunday, I'm not sorry, Rod. It's FTR.
To guess what? I'll be interested in next week's episode with the WrestleMania special. Third match, Moxley will defend his Continental Championship against Will Ospreay. All right, Lewis, who have you got? If it's not Ospreay, you're a failed Englishman.
And new champion, Will Ospreay.
Absolutely, I think it'd be a massive pop. Rotz.
Well, predictions are going to subject to change with me when we post everything. I'm going to say as of right now, I'm going to say Jon Moxley retains.
Ooh.
And here's why Jon Moxley retained, because Will Ospreay pinned Jon Moxley last night on AEW. So if they're doing 50-50 booking, Jon Moxley retains. And I'm going to tell you guys, Will Ospreay doesn't need the Continental Championship. He should be going after the Owen Hart Cup, win that, and then go and challenge for the AEW World Championship at All in London. So that's where I see it happening on Sunday.
Oh, Justin.
For once, I agree with Rod.
No way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Will Ospreay does not need this championship. He's gonna win the AEW World Championship at All in London. So he doesn't need this. And to be fair, this shouldn't even be for a championship.
It just should be just for a fight. This will be interesting. Darby Allin will face Andrade with Don Callis. If Darby Allin wins, he will receive a future AEW World Title shot. It's got to be Allin, surely. Ross.
Keep this short and sweet. Darby Allin will get a future World Championship opportunity, and it might come as soon as AEW Double or Nothing.
Oh, imagine a match they'll do there. Justin.
I got Andrade.
Oh,
I don't think Darby Allin wins this. Because even if he does win this, he's just gonna lose to MJF anyways.
Do you think someone will cost him it?
Yeah, I do. I think it's gonna be Orange Cassidy.
Wow, that's a pick. That's a pick, and I hold you to that one. Lewis, who have we got? Andrade, or whatever. It's that kind of day for me, ladies and gentlemen. Versus Darby Allin.
Yeah. I think I'd have to say Andrade winning by DQ.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. By the way, because Justin corrected me a couple of times when I said this next woman's name, is I actually got this fucking right. So it's Thekla versus Jamie Hayter for the women's AEW Women's World Championship. I'm going British, so fuck you lot. Jamie Hayter. Justin, who have you got?
It's Tekla.
It's Thekla.
Whatever. I got Tekla.
We made English, so it's fucking Thekla. Lewis, who we got?
Sekla.
It's Thakla. I hate you people. All right, Ross, who have you got?
I got Tekla retaining the AEW Women's World Championship, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a certain CEO on Sunday.
Wouldn't that be a bit too? I know she lost all the titles, but wouldn't that be a bit too early for her if they're planning for a win?
I personally, if Tony Khan wants to bring her in, I think she will come in and she'll possibly go back to back on winning the Owen Hart Cup.
That's true. We already talked about the casino gauntlet match. And Ross and his love for the CEO was one of the comments. I like that. As long as he don't do the CEO dance, because Justin's here. Oh, I was hoping I was going to get him to do it. The Young Bucks versus Okada, basically the Don Callis family. Who have you got for this one, Lewis? The Young Bucks or the Don Callis family?
Straight from me off, I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, they've been on a roll. Rotz.
I got Young Bucks and Okada and Tatesta. They're not going to be on the same page with one another if we're going to get Okada and Tatesta at Double or Nothing.
Well, they were fighting on last night, weren't they? So it's just crazy what they're going to do. And I think whoever wins this will face the FTR at Double or Nothing, or whoever is the tag champions at that time. The returning. Oh, on Justin.
I disagree with both of you.
Oh, Don Callis?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only Canadian you'll ever support. All right. We got Chris Jericho, the returning Chris Jericho versus a bold man, which some Justin gets in common with. Ricochet. Lewis, who have you got for this one? An old man or a bold man?
I got Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I would have thought so. To lose on your return, yeah. Ross,
I got Jericho for the win.
do you think DOA will interfere? Is it DOA? No, on the on demand. The demand. Do you think they will do it?
I feel they will possibly interfere, but it's going to be Jericho all the way since he signed a new contract with AEW and he's finally back in AEW.
Yeah, and he's just signed a multi-year contract also with AEW, which is just absolutely crazy. Justin. Is he going to go with the old man? Oh, I knew he was going to go with the bold man. See, they are like a pack. The bold men stick together. He's not biting. He's not biting. I should have done this last night on this show. The main event will be MJF versus Kenny Omega for the World Heavyweight title. It's the most easiest question for me, MJF. Justin, who have you got?
Yeah, move on, MJF. Because, like I said, no, he's not losing.
And
the bald man comment. Nope, not gonna say it.
No, this is because your Celtics are going to lose tonight. It's just terrible. Lewis.
Fucking hell, mate. You're terrible. Yeah, I got MJF.
As Luca says, I don't watch it, but I got maps. So got 3 MJFs at the moment. Well, 4 MJFs, including myself. So, Rotz, who have you got?
I'm keeping it short and sweet. I got MJF, and I'm going to tell you, MJF is not losing that world championship until All in London when he loses it to Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so looking forward to All In. I know we were going to talk about TNA, but I think the way TNA's been this past 24 hours, they could go fuck themselves. So, if that's okay, I'm going to just gloss over TNA because, actually, Rox, I want to get your opinion. Do you feel it's right for them to take out their wrestlers or change the card on indie cards so they don't face AEW superstars like a Nick Nemeth versus MJF or a Leon Slater versus Ricochet that was supposed to happen at WrestleCon?
I feel that's a terrible move because we were supposed to get all these dream matches, and we're not going to be game to see MJF versus Nick Nemeth and then Ricochet versus Leon Slater. Hey, I would have loved to watch Ricochet and Leon Slater on a YouTube video or see TikToks about it. But now it's just a terrible move and it's just completely wrong.
Carl Silver has messed up real bad. He says it's because of partnership, but they've done this even with the partnership with WWE, so I don't think it's WWE involved in this, but it's a bad move. Lewis, do you have a take on this? Nope. He does that now. Actually, that's one person I would like to know. Justin.
You're gonna hate the living fuck out of me.
Well, it's nothing new.
No, it's not. I love this move.
Wow, why? Please explain.
Because let's be honest, MJF was gonna kill Nick Nemeth and Ricochet was gonna kill Leon Slater, so there's no need for TNA to get involved.
Do you feel like I think they changed the matches now to like Nick Nemeth versus Bear, and I think they're going to do Leon Slater against another X Division wrestler. Do you feel that Carlos Silver basically said, "Well, I'm going to protect my guys and screw a lot of you, and that's it"?
If I'm being completely honest, I have not watched TNA in a month.
True. No, I mean like as in he's got his wrestlers going on to indies, and so to protect them and to protect his company and his brand, it's basically saying screw the indies, screw like their money. I want to protect my guys here and the brand.
Yeah, he's a lot better than Tony Khan.
He's a heat seeker, isn't he? So I don't want to talk. I feel it's a really, really bad move. I feel if you want to be like a really well-known wrestler and wants to get your name out there and have fun while wrestling, and if you want to go to WrestleCon, and then you should be allowed to go to WrestleCon. I don't like it that WWE guys can't go on the indies here and there sometimes. I love it that Natty goes to Bloodsport. I love it that Natty went to NWA on the Crockett Cup bit. I love it that when Shayna Baszler shows up. It's just such a shit move by Carlos Silver. Absolutely shit move. And it's got to bite him in the ass. He's already had a preferable bullshit from MJF on Busted Open. So that's got to be good for him. And it's a bad move for TNA and their wrestlers, in my opinion. All right. Let's get into what the hell happened on SmackDown. Christopher Rotz, were you surprised that the caller was Pat McAfee?
I'm going to tell you, when we were doing our watch-along coverage of Friday Night SmackDown last week, I was completely shocked when I saw Pat McAfee, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's Pat McAfee. I was like confused. Why was he there? And when he says, I was on the phone, I'm the caller for Randy Orton, I'm going to tell you, this whole entire thing doesn't make no sense. Why did he bring in Pat McAfee? And I'm going to tell you this is a TKO move. TKO got involved in this storyline with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. And when Randy Orton was on that phone call, he could have brought in like a bigger name than Pat McAfee. He could have brought in the final boss, The Rock. He could bring in Ric Flair, Cowboy Bob Orton, Ric Flair, Kevin Owens, those names. But Pat McAfee, it was the wrong thing to do. And now, tomorrow night on SmackDown, we're going to see what Randy and Pat McAfee do as they head towards their WrestleMania Saturday main event. And I feel, yeah, I'm looking forward to Cody and Randy, but you put in Pat McAfee, I just feel like they made a mistake with this, and it's going to be the exact same thing what we saw last year with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, where Travis Scott came out to help John Cena became a 17-time world championship. So the second straight year, it's going to be a rerun of last year's WrestleMania main event when it comes to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. But hopefully what tomorrow night brings on SmackDown, I'm hearing that Pat McAfee might have a surprise on our hands. So I know we'll be watching SmackDown as a wrestling community and do a watch along tomorrow night for SmackDown. So we're just got to find out and see what all transpires with Randy Orton and Pat McAfee tomorrow.
Absolutely. And I was surprised when it was Pat, and then hearing news from Fightful that it was like Ari Amiel was like, yeah, we need Pat in this. And it's not the first time because he got Travis Scott in last year. It's basically the Timu version of the fuck up of last year, because now you got Pat McAfee, like God knows how to wrestle a little bit anyway, more than Travis Scott. It's just utter chaotic. Now, and because of that Pat McAfee thing, it takes away the Randy Orton and Cody feud a lot more, and all eyes are on Pat. I think Pat had one of his biggest ratings on Monday when his show started back up. So yeah, it was a really, really shit move, and they got 2 weeks to make it better. Lewis, what's your take on Pat McAfee being the advocate of Randy Orton?
Wrong move altogether, in my opinion. I would have expected someone better. Like, say, for example, like when Rotz mentioned Ric Flair, think about it. They were in the what was the name?
Evolution.
I was just about to say, with like Triple H and Batista as well as Ric Flair. He was in Evolution with like Ric Flair, and I think having Ric Flair as his advocate, that would have made a lot more sense due to the experience that they've had together, and like in ring experience they've shared together from the days of Evolution. But I think, in my personal opinion, having Pat McAfee as his advocate, it's a wrong move. But like we're all saying, we'll see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow night, see what they've got planned. But if there is time to get a new advocate for Randy Orton, and if they did go that way to get a new advocate for him, I've got to say Ric Flair, hands down.
Well, seeing as apparently WWE is ruining Ric Flair's legacy, that'll be something to catch up on. Justin. this is where Justin's gonna go either shooting or he's gonna say, "Oh fuck it."
So Maddie doesn't like it, Rotz doesn't like it, and Mr. Scorpion doesn't like it.
Oh, and let me guess, the fucking New England Patriots like a cult.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh God.
No. No. Hear me out. Where was this last year when John Cena turned heel? Where was everybody saying that they didn't like it? Where was everyone saying that? Oh, why did Travis Scott come out and help John Cena? Now all of a sudden we're getting Pat McAfee to help Randy Orton.
There was people saying,
hold on. And now everyone doesn't like it. I'm sorry. What about I Show Speed? What about Jelly Roll being at WrestleMania? Where? How come everyone's saying that they don't like it there? I'm sorry. I like this.
there were people saying that they don't like. Well, Jelly Roll ain't on WrestleMania. That's the thing, but there's a far bit of celebrities on the WrestleMania card, include like I Show Speed, like Pat, and I think there's another one somewhere. But it's a lot of people were shitting on it last year when Travis Scott was in there because the guy is just he was like a worm in fucking water. He was just ready to get bitten.
But Pat said on his Twitter, if Randy Orton does not win number 15, he's not coming back to WWE. Me and Pat.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, that'd be good for everyone.
I'm sorry, but I watch the Pat McAfee show almost every day, and I like this. So
I like Pat's show. I like what Pat does. I enjoy his shows, but it's how I love him as on commentary. Amazing. I just don't like it that he got into this storyline because of the owner of fucking TKO, who has no business in.
Oh yeah, well fuck that company, but I just I like this. I'm not saying I like it for that company. I like it for Pat McAfee.
It all depends what brings it after WrestleMania. If we get a different era because of this bullshit, then fair enough. But it's how you get to a dance, I think. All right. This is gonna be fun. Actually, I'll stick with you, Justin. What's your take on Jay Cargill and Rhea Ripley's storyline? We're including what me and Rotz call the baddies.
I'm sorry, but this is the most boring storyline ever.
Do tell.
Jade Cargill can't wrestle. Rhea Ripley needs to shut up.
Rhea Ripley needs to shut up.
Yeah.
Why? She barely talks.
I don't know. I just hope Io Sky turns 11. I hope Io Sky turns on her because I'm getting so sick of this.
You evil man. Want Rio to get him split up. Lewis, what's your take on this storyline with Jade and Rhea?
I'm actually quite entertained by this storyline, to be fair. Like, it's just like you've got two physical and athletic women going toe-to-toe in an awesome upcoming WrestleMania match for the women's title. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I get that Io Sky came down and helped her. It was last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm quite enjoying this storyline now between Rhea and Jade. Like this is like the type of thing that this is one of the matches that will have you on the edge of your seat because they are two very phenomenal athletes. They really are.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And it's gonna be physical, a really, really physical match. Ross, do you feel this storyline, as Justin say, very boring? And does Rhea need a shop, or do you feel like it's getting better now because it's got Team Baddie?
I just have a gut feel. I'm going to say to you guys, the Rhea and Jay Cargill match on WrestleMania Sunday, I feel is going to be a good, solid match. It's going to be a back and forth action. I know the baddies are going to get involved. I know Io Sky is definitely going to get involved. And either way, like if Rhea Ripley comes up short, then okay, she's going to be champion down the road, or she might want to go after the women's intercontinental championship to make that championship more relevant. But I'm just gonna say it's 3 against 2, and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky need to find one more person to even up the odds for WrestleMania. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to throw this out here, and I'm going to make an early prediction, and possibly I'm going to say the exact same thing next week on WrestleMania preview show. I feel Jay Cargill needs to retain at WrestleMania, and then the baddies can beat up Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and everybody's going to say, who's going to come out? Who's going to come out? I feel next Sunday, Bianca Belair is going to return on WrestleMania Sunday to even up the odds, and we could get Jade and the baddies versus Rhea, Bianca, and Io Sky post WrestleMania. Because I am going to tell you this. I feel Bianca returns next Sunday, and ultimately we could get Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill post WrestleMania. And I'm going to say it. We're going to get these two, Jade and Bianca, at SummerSlam for the women's championship.
That's a big claim. That's a big claim. I was probably saying more like Clash in Italy. I think they could really build up there. I gotta ask this, and I'll stick with you, Ross. We had a tag team title match. It was Priest and R-Truth versus, somehow Truth gave it to him, Kit Wilson and The Miz. During that match, there was a bit of cursing going on, and unfortunately, Danhausen accidentally cursed the referee. And when the referee was distracted, Miz hit the skull crushing finale on Truth. Ref was counting, and all of a sudden, the ref right arm stiffed up due to the curse. Do you feel this comedy is fresh in WWE? Because we've seen it quite a bit in AEW and Indies. Do you feel this is really good for WWE?
I think it is, because everybody is now loving Danhausen in WWE. I know when he debuted at the Elimination Chamber, they just didn't like it at all. And I feel they're finally doing things right with the guy and cursing a lot of people. And it's actually been working for Danhausen. So hopefully they continue this trend with Danhausen, and he could continue cursing people. And also, hopefully, we can see him actually compete in a wrestling ring down the road.
And Justin, just because of that, you guessed. Lewis, how did you find the comedy in the SmackDown with Danhausen and the tag team match and the referee?
To be fair, I did kind of laugh my ass off. Like, it's the thing is with Danhausen, in my views, he's great. He kind of reminds me of like a comedian. He's funny as hell. And this is what WWE needs. They need like a sideshow freak kind of person, and who better than Danhausen? He kind of reminds me of how like stupid and dumb like Doink the Clown was and how silly he was. That's who Danhausen reminds me of. He really does. I love Danhausen. He's a breath of fresh air. He really, really is.
And he's so clever. We'll get on to Monday Night Raw in a bit, but yeah, it was really, really clever. Justin. Come on in. Let's have your opinion on your favorite Danhausen. You ain't gonna do it. Is it because she's cursed you? It's because you're cursed. It's not the first time. Someone done a curse on him once, and yeah, his whole internet went down straight after. It was a really good SmackDown. Better than the one previous, but it needs to improve. It definitely needs to improve, especially if they're going to reveal Pat McAfee to be the guy behind Orton. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. I want to start with Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Lewis, do you feel? I know they're both supposed to face injured wrestlers, or one of them was. Do you feel this match of Seth versus Gunther will be a wrestling classic at WrestleMania?
Yep, I really, really do. This would be a great match. And I've just got a sneaky, suspicious feeling. A few days before WrestleMania, they could turn this Seth Rollins and Gunther match into potentially a no holds barred. And that is the type, in my opinion, that is the type of Seth Rollins territory. Like no holds barred where anything goes. And I really do think Seth will beat Gunther at WrestleMania. I really, really do.
That's a picking up, but someone is reacting to that. Christopher Rotz, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Seth Rollins and Gunther, they don't have no story. When this came about like last week, when it was in MSG, I was like, okay, this is just random. But I feel Gunther was the backup plan if Braun Breaker it hasn't been cleared, but now Braun Breaker is cleared. So hopefully Braun Breaker can get back to WWE soon rather than later. But I'm going to tell you, the last time Seth and Gunther took on each other was back in 2019 on a random Monday Night Raw episode from the United Kingdom. And that match didn't end with a clean finish due to Imperium gain involved. But I'm going to tell you, Seth and Gunther, they're going to put on a great match next Saturday at WrestleMania. And with the whole entire Gunther shaking Paul Heyman thing, and when Gunther says, "You owe me one," I have a strong feeling Gunther's going to be asking Paul Heyman a lot of favors. And I think the first favor is going to be if you can get me a world championship opportunity at the next premium live event. So I can see Gunther gain a world championship out of this with Paul Heyman. And also what I saw with Gunther and Paul Heyman, it's literally, they confirmed it. It's going to be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that's how we're going to get Gunther and Lesnar. But I'm making an early prediction here. I think Gunther's beating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Hands down.
Wow. Who announced that Braun was healthy?
I saw it on a social media site, but I don't know who reported it.
Okay. I'll be very surprised if Braun shows up at WrestleMania. I really would. Justin, quick one off you. Do you feel this storyline, even though like Seth was supposed to have Braun, Gunther was supposed to have Ray, but then they put Ray elsewhere. Do you feel this match is going to be a banger? And even without that big of a build up?
Not really.
Do you think it'll be a banger?
Nope.
Ooh.
To be honest, this should have been on this should have been on the first hour on ESPN too.
What day is the match on? It's on the Saturday, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
This should have been on the first hour on ESPN too.
So this should replace the my family one.
Six-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship.
No, the ladder. Well, to cut everybody off, the first two matches on the ESPN2 is reportedly the opening match on WrestleMania Saturday is the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Ito Speed. And then also on Saturday is Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre in the Unsanctioned match.
Okay. I'm gonna cut it off right there. That should be on the ESPN app, not this.
I agree. Actually, I think Fatu and McIntyre should be on like the main card and not the first hour on ESPN. Then I would have put the Seth Rollins and Gunther because it ain't got much of a like storyline. While Fatu and McIntyre had 6 months of this since the Survivor Series just Rotz?
I think so, but the thing is this. We all know Drew McIntyre did not attack Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu says he felt a kick. Well, guess what? Randy Orton kicked Jacob Fatu, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm sticking to it. I feel Randy Orton is the one that attacked Jacob Fatu.
In that case, it could be Pat McAfee because he knows how to kick. All right. There's a quick one I want to get on the Monday Night Raw. Lewis, the pipe bomb. What's your thoughts on the pipe bomb?
I don't think I saw that bit.
You did not see the pipe bomb at the beginning of the show?
Don't think I did, no.
Highly recommended. Highly recommended. You need to watch that. Justin, what's your thoughts on the pipe bomb, which I know you freaking loved?
I'm sorry. This was not as great as 2011.
Nothing could beat the original. You knew that.
No, but this was not great.
Well, has in
Pat McAfee. Have them lower the prices. I'm gonna stand on Roman Reigns' neck. Yada 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 yada. Like, shut up.
You gotta admit though, a professional, the world champion, is saying to TKO lower the fucking prices is fucking massive, dude.
I'm sorry, but I enjoyed the one where he's like, in a couple months I'm gonna leave with the WWE Championship. That's the one I loved more. This was just downright horrible, and I feel bad for people that paid money to go to Houston, Texas.
He's heating tonight. Oh, by the way, do you not feel that like he mentioned Vince, like calling him a dirty old man and like the dog food thing with Roman? Do you not think, holy shit?
No, and you know what? If I was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, I would stay in San Antonio.
Well, if they do, they're going to spill their drinks a bit more. Rotz.
I'm going to tell you, I had to miss that hour of Monday Night Raw because I had to work, so priorities over passion, but I did see it on their Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, CM Punk actually went there with TKO about Vince. And I'm going to tell you this, I've been hearing that they're going to be lowering the ticket prices during the summer. So hopefully that will be good on WWE and TKO's part because they can try to get more people into the arenas and just enjoy professional wrestling. But I'm going to tell you, I feel the 2011 pipe bomb is going to be hands down a best moment of CM Punk's career, not this type of a pipe bomb. And I feel Triple H literally told both Cody Rhodes and CM Punk to go out there and talk crap about TKO. And I'm going to tell you this, I feel down the road, maybe at WWE Survivor Series, we might, if it's going to be another War Games, I could see Team WWE versus Team TKO.
Ooh. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they do that because they have a habit of doing that. This is gonna be a fun one. I can't believe I'm saying this. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez are on concussion protocols at the moment. I'll stick with you, Ross, on this one. Do you feel that La Primera is becoming slightly more unhinged?
I think she is because I have not seen this side of La Primera, Stephanie Valker, in a very long time. And when I saw she pushed Liv and Roxanne, they headbutted each other. And I heard it. I said, oh my gosh. And then when Stephanie pushed Liv into the television, I was like, oh my God. So Stephanie Valker, you got to buy a new television for the Judgment Day so they can play WWE 2K26.
Well, there's actually a new hangout, which that's R2's building that.
And hopefully both Roxanne and Liv are going to be okay. But hopefully Liv can be okay heading into their WrestleMania Saturday match for the Women's World Championship. But it would suck if they said, Liv, you're not clear to compete, because then you're going to throw a monkey wrench into who's going to be Stephanie Valker's new opponent for WrestleMania. And if for some reason, if they have to pivot and Liv can't go, I feel they're going to pivot to Raquel Rodriguez for WrestleMania.
We've already seen that matches far too many times on Monday Night Raw.
Some kind of concussion protocol because she was at the Spurs game and she looked fine.
Do you see that massive bump on her fucking head at the Spurs game?
It don't matter. She was fine. She was smiling. She was laughing.
Dude,
she's fine.
Dude, she has such a big bump on her head. I'm surprised RMS 2 did not fucking go around it.
I know, I saw it, but I think she's fine.
Yeah, they look fine, but you know what the doctors are like in WWE. This is probably the same doctors that told Daniel Bryan not to fucking wrestle forever. So, Lewis, what's your take on the Stephanie Valker and Liv Morgan, and especially that interaction with Liv Morgan and Perez's heads and the big bump?
Yeah, I actually saw that. I just can't believe like how quickly she just like grabbed Liv Morgan from behind, threw her straight into what's her name's face?
Roxanne, yeah.
Yeah, Roxanne's face, and then just literally picked Liv Morgan back up off the floor and smashed her head at full on point into the TV.
That was a hell of a bump.
And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, this isn't just a match. Stephanie Valker means business right now.
Absolutely. people are watching this and just saw Justin. Justin's gone to watch the New York Knicks beat the Celtics. All right. Also on Monday Night Raw, we saw Rey Mysterio come out and announce that he's fit and healthy and he will be in a ladder match. It'll be a 6-man ladder match at the moment for the Intercontinental title. Ross, are you surprised at Rey return? And also, do you think he might win?
I'm going to tell you that I don't think Rey Mysterio is winning. And here's a quick fact for you guys. This is going to be Rey Mysterio's 13th WrestleMania match. So congratulations to the all-time great. But I was surprised that Rey Mysterio got cleared in time for WrestleMania when Rey says, I missed last year's WrestleMania. This year, I'm not. And he's going to be in that ladder match. I'm going to be very happy. And I'm going to be on the edge of my seat because that ladder match on WrestleMania Sunday, that is going to steal the whole entire night. Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. Yeah, other matches, it's going to be good. But the ladder match for Intercontinental Championship, it's going to be a great match, and I don't think Rey Mysterio is going to win. Who I think is going to win is either I see Penta retaining or I think they're giving it to Javon Evans.
Ooh, that'd be good if they gave it to Javon, especially adding the Kofi Kingston storyline. Lewis, what's your take on Ray coming back?
Yeah, I think it's really, really good for him. But I think in this ladder match at WrestleMania, he will give his opponents a good run for their money. Because we all know like how good Rey is. And it wouldn't surprise me if Rey Mysterio did a 5-star frog splash off the top of a ladder.
It would not surprise me.
It really wouldn't surprise me. But I think to kickstart his career properly, I've got Javon Evans taking the title.
Ooh, that's a pick. That's a pick. And we ended Monday Night Raw with what's supposed to be a contract signing. Ended up just a full-out melee fight. Lewis, Brock has only had one shot at Obafemi, a kick to the head when he was trying to get into the ring on Monday. Has Obafemi got Brock's number?
In my opinion, yes. Obafemi has got Brock Lesnar right where he wants him.
Is that got your pick?
Obafemi's got my pick all day, every day.
Rotz, what was your take on the chaotic end to it and chairs flying, body flying, everything?
I'm going to tell you, I think Obafemi's got Brock Lesnar's number. And I'm going to be honest with you. I just feel Monday when we see Brock and Oba for the final time before WrestleMania Sunday, which I'm going to report to you guys, that match is actually going to be opening WrestleMania Sunday, Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. So we're going to be on our edge of our seats when it comes to WrestleMania Sunday. But I just feel Monday on Raw, Brock Lesnar's got to stand tall on Monday. And how that's going to be, I think Brock Lesnar's going to hit Obafemi with an F5. And we're going to be seeing the F5 on Monday. So then people can speculate, oh my gosh, are they giving this to Brock? Are they giving this to Brock? I don't think they're giving it to Brock Lesnar. Obafemi is the future of WWE, and Oba got to win this match at WrestleMania, and this is his first WrestleMania. So you can't have him lose his first WrestleMania. It will look bad for the business, but I think it's time that Oba takes down the beast. and you skyrocket Obafemi to the next stage and potentially be the fastest world champion in WWE history.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It was chaotic. I loved it. If you haven't seen it on social media after the cameras shut down, there was still steps flying. There was leather chairs flying. It's Triple H trying and doing fuck all about it. Lewis.
Can I just say as well, it kind of made me laugh when Obafemi just picked up one of the security guys and just went whoop and threw him. I was like, what?
That was last week was just absolutely nuts. That one, I think that dude still his tailbone is still like in recovery because he landed really really bad. Would you say as we're on the countdown to WrestleMania now? I'll sit with you, Lewis. Do you feel excited going into WrestleMania?
I am absolutely buzzing for WrestleMania. Some of the matches on this WrestleMania match card, they're like, I'm gonna have to get as many energy drinks as I possibly can and get as much popcorn as I possibly can because, boys, strap yourselves in. We are in for a hell of a WrestleMania, 100%.
I already got my energy drinks ready for that weekend. Rotz, what's your take? Do you feel you excited for this WrestleMania, even though all the rushiness and all the storylines? Do you just feel that excitement?
Personally, I just feel the build to this WrestleMania wasn't the best build. But I'm going to be honest with you. What Cody Rhodes says, I feel we're going to be in a sleeper WrestleMania 42. And I feel this WrestleMania is going to be a better one than last year. With the star power and all the matches, I just can't wait for next weekend. And I just can't wait to be a part of it with you guys as a wrestling community. And I just can't wait to give you guys all my thoughts, all my predictions on what is going to be a great WrestleMania 42, which it goes back to Las Vegas. And I'm going to leave you guys on here and make you guys think. There is a reason WWE went back to Las Vegas for WrestleMania. And I know it has to do with the money, but something big is going to happen on WrestleMania, and I'm just leaving it as that.
Oh, the suspense is killing me. For me, I'm in the middle. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the wrestling. I'm excited to see the card. I'm excited to see what happens in every match. However, the build up to this WrestleMania road, it's been rushed. It's been confusing, especially on SmackDown. It's just not been the best. However, for someone who's watched a lot, and I'm proud to say it, a lot of wrestling, where WrestleMania 16 was around, WrestleMania 2000, they only had one singles match, and all the rest were multi-man matches. Wasn't the best card, the best night. However, they needed that night to build up to the following WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania 17, and it's dubbed one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time because that match card was absolutely phenomenal from beginning to end. So I'm hoping we get at least a 7 out of 10 WrestleMania for this time. And I do think WrestleMania will be in Saudi next year, so I'm hoping wherever this WrestleMania is next year, it's got to be one of the greatest. And hopefully the storylines will be the best. And the build-up will be far, far better. And hopefully they learn from their mistakes. So on that beautiful note, we're not going to go into NXT because we're going to do a lot. We're going to cover so much next week. There'll be multiple Rotz reports next week. So we are going to do from NXT last this past Tuesday to NXT this upcoming Tuesday. So that'll be apart from AEW from last night. So we'll have SmackDown from tomorrow, Dynasty Fallout, TNA Fallout, and the Monday Night Raw. So that's a lot to cover. And then, yeah, it's just going to be absolutely crazy. So on that, Lewis, where can people find you and what to promote?
Yeah, thank you ever so much again tonight, lads. Really enjoyed the show. Talking about the thing that we love to talk about, which is professional wrestling. And in the words of Mr. Matty here, before I get on to where people can find me, don't be a dick. Don't judge. Just sit there and enjoy professional wrestling and keep your negative and stupidity of comments to yourself. Thank you. But yeah, where people can find me is on Forever Boston Sports with Justin, talking things like NFL, NBA, and baseball and everything. And obviously, you can find me here with these two on the Rotz Report, where we talk nothing but wrestling. But anyways, boys, it's been a pleasure tonight again, as always. Rotz, you're a legend. Congratulations on this show, my brother. Keep it going, dude. Matty, my fellow Brighton, thank you again, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
No worries, brother. Before we go into Rocks, I'll do a quick plug because he obviously is watching the Knicks kick his ass. Next Friday, actually, there's two other people here. Justin, for Forever Boston Sports has the NBA and NFL show where he'll have Rocks and Lewis on. That will be on April the 17th. It'll be in the morning and in the morning in the US, in the afternoon in the UK. There will be social media on their Facebook page and their YouTube, so keep an eye out for that. Ross, where can people find you?
Where people can find me at is on my Instagram, CMROTZ_1316. Facebook, Christopher Rotz. My X account, CRotz24. It's always a pleasure being on Rotz Report with my show. I'm going to keep up the good work here on Rotz Report, and we're not stopping at all. We're getting ready for WrestleMania. We'll be doing our SmackDown watch along tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that. And always enjoy professional wrestling and just be positive instead of negative. Always treasure your mentalities and just enjoy life to the fullest and just live life from here on out. And say yeah to NoDQ.com. Follow Wrestling Pedigree on all social media platforms. And I'm looking forward on kickstarting WrestleMania week starting next week.
I love the cheap plug what No DQ gets on this show. Absolutely, Ross, and a pleasure once again. Yeah, so Ross Report next week will have 2 episodes. We'll talk about one episode earlier in the week. We'll talk about what happened this weekend and beginning of Raw and NXT. And then we'll have a special WrestleMania preview show, talking all things WrestleMania in the upcoming weekend. So there's a lot going on. We also have Wrestling Roundtable Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Jovan, and obviously the host, Jeff. Wrestling Pedigree podcast Show will be on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're talking about underrated WrestleMania. So WrestleMania that people sleep on, but it's actually really good. Like I always say, WrestleMania 18 don't get as much love as it does. It only just talks about that one match. But yeah, it's a quality thing to talk about, and underrated WrestleMania moment also. We might even talk about WrestleMania 20. So on that, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on WhatsApp channel, you can find us anywhere that it has social media. Believe us, it will be there. So on that note, enjoy professional wrestling, but don't be a dick.